Hey guys, it's Demon here, streaming Fire Emblem Heroes as my second stream of today. So before earlier I was streaming FGO or Fate Grand Order as a new player. However, this game I am a veteran. I've been playing this game since around the Jafar/Ninian banner, and so I'm here to stream to you guys live as a new streamer. Hopefully everything will be able to work out. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do a webcam since I don't have one ready. So until then, you have a picture of LA Hector right there, my goal of the banner. So sad though, I don't have enough orbs right now. So let's get started. So I've been playing on and off, mostly for Fire Emblem Heroes. Like basically, I don't invest too much time on it. Like I would be taking breaks every once in a while, but since it's nighttime and I have free time, I can just go around and play whatever. So I mostly just cleared most of the banners and whatnot, all the dailies. Unfortunately, yesterday I was really busy, so I missed the Michaelis portion. I do still have some quests left for Lloyd. Fortunately though, these quests that they have set do come throughout the entire year, so I don't have any reason to rush myself. However, excuse me, I would like to start off by playing some of the special maps. So since we are here on the Xander map, I'll just play freely. I usually don't go too hardcore, mostly because I don't really spend too much time on that. However, I should at least prepare my team for now. So at the moment I have 3 people with Hone Cavalry, so I need to change one of them to a different Hone. Either a Fortify or, in this case, Clarion does have a spur portion, cavalry spur. So I'm probably gonna be changing her ability back to that. So let's re-equip. Ward cavalry. Let's get started. And don't judge me. I'm probably gonna fail, but that's alright.
What insolence!
One other option I can use is equip Sigurd instead. However, I don't have him prepared yet because I just recently got him in the new banner.
Yes. Shall we?
So I'm not in too big of a rush.
Very well. Stay alert.
So let's see. She's a home.
The enemy!
She's a fortify.
Let's do this together.
And he's a fortify.
Yes.
Person that I don't hear so much.
Live on.
Yes.
Stay close. I'm Sigbert.
Wait.
Shall we? Let's do this together. Stay alert.
Oh, dang it.
Yes.
Just realized I have them set.
Very well.
Right.
The enemy.
That's alright.
Yes. Yes. Shall we? Stay close. I'm Sigbert. Yes.
It doesn't look like we will.
Let's do this together. The enemy! Live on!
Alright, let's just leave. I don't have my team set up right now, so that's okay. I have too much energy or stamina at the moment, so it doesn't matter whether or not I fail. I've already done a good amount for tap battle. I wish they had better improvements rather than the current settings, because they're mostly just doing any floor at any settings and you still get the reward. There's nothing else beyond that. So let's see. I guess I might, since I have 22 orbs, I could just summon a bit. I'll just summon for blue on this one, if otherwise dang. Let's see. I'll go with this one. I really want another Ninian because right now I have a Ninian +2, so it'd be really nice to get her up to +3. Because this is gonna be a 3-star. A Shauna, that's alright. I need more desperations because I don't have any Shaunas right now. Until now anyway. Let's see, do I go over capacity? Cause I never expand my ally set, so that's one thing to be concerned about. My current rate is 3%. Hopefully I can. I'm probably gonna snipe at this point, honestly, because I don't want to go too in depth. Hector, I love you, man. Ah, it's a Hawkeye. It's unfortunate. Does look. I apologize right now though. It does look like there's some slowing down. Not really sure where it's coming from, but I think it's mostly because right now the frame skips aren't that delayed by much. Oh, I'll go for her, I guess. I'm not too big on Lin, because I already have good number of units on my team. Or my armor emblem. Oh yeah, I should probably go over that right now as well. Oh, you are unnecessary, Odin. Odin, I'm not needed. I already have too many of you right now. No! Hector! When will you appear? I guess now is okay. The only thing is that I'm not spending any time or resources building a Naui. So getting a Naui isn't that big of a deal to me. Should probably go over my team since this is the first episode. There's really not much going on right now, so I can just go through my teams. So of course you could skip this part later once this gets recorded if you're not interested, but I do have my units built, or a majority of them, if they are 5 stars. So Black Knight, Alondai. I really like Pivot as as an assist skill. Mostly because I have a Winter Robin on my Armor Emblem team, and he does have the Armor March ability, which does allow them to move 2 spaces, and when they use Pivot on one another, they can move up to 4 unit spaces, which is really great. And on top of that, right now with the Arena season, with the bonus units including what I believe to be a Mer. Yes, because at the very least in the previous season, when Mer was in there, I'm pretty sure Mer is still in here. I do apologize for any of the delays that you might be experiencing right now. Okay, that's better. Yeah, Mer is on the team. And yes, I do have a level 39 Mer right now because just because I recently was pulling for the Hector, because this honestly wasn't the first time I started pulling, and my Pity Breaker ended up being a Mer. And it ended up with, it's a Pity Breaker, a good Pity Breaker, but a Pity Breaker nonetheless. And it had okay IVs, it was better than my current one, so right now my Mer is at +2. So I will get to her later, right? But confirm that they are in season. So next unit, Sacco gives Chrome Winter Chrome. So I was I was very fortunate on the Winter banner because I was able to get all 4 units, and on top of that, I got 3 Robins, 3 Winter Robins total. And all 3 of them were amazing. All 3 out of 4 of the units that I got, like as individuals, had amazing IVs except Darja. Darja ended up being a minus attack, so she is not usable. She can be, but I would not use her because I have other much better armor units on my team right now. So I kept Sacco gifts and I gave him a plus res, mostly because I wanted to balance out his stats. Because honestly, whenever I was playing with him and whatnot, he did get nuked pretty badly by mages. So I really wanted to boost his res. And on top of that, when he does get attacked, his res goes all the way up to 35. And his defense is not He has no reason to boost up his defense because his brazen attack defense boosted up by 7 anyway. And Worry Fire made sure that he won't get like doubled except by brave weapons, which all except Dire Thunder are brave weapons. And they are all physical. Right? I just ate right now, so my voice is kind of like shaky. But one thing I really like on him is the Panic Ploy 3. Mostly because he has the HP to like get that up there. And Pivot as well. I love Pivot so much. So sorry about all this. Seems that there's a lot of delay right now, which was unexpected because it was working. My previous stream was working perfectly fine, and my phone has never had any problems with delays. So this is one thing that I will need to know.
Change outfits once and I get summoned?
And yeah. So moving on to the next unit. Winter Robin. And as you can tell, he is my favorite character. Or at least my favorite unit out of all the units I have right now. So with all the stat boosts that he gets from his S bond rank, he has pretty good HP. That it wouldn't have been that high except had it not been for the boost from that. But it's still definitely alright. I wanted to keep his Tannin Boom. I didn't want to replace it with like something like a Brave Weapon or whatnot, mostly because he can be used both as a player and enemy phase unit, so I really want to keep that. I also switch between Reciprocal Aid and Pivot, mostly because Reciprocal Aid will definitely like get him up into the Brazen range. And on top of that, he usually doesn't get damaged by much whenever he's battling, so he really sometimes does need to get all the way down. On top of that, I don't have a healer on my armor emblem because obviously we don't have a healer armor unit. So I do have reciprocal aid just in case other units do end up having a much lower HP when they have no reason. For example, a Wary Fighter Winter Chrome. So the HP boost that he would get from the reciprocal aid assist skill does bring it back up. So that's a logical thing. Because when I'm building my units, I don't build them simply for the sake of their individual abilities, but then also to be able to help their other teammates that I do have ready for them. Brazen attack speed is my choice because it's such an amazing ability. Like I could replace it with DC. I have one Hector that I pulled throughout the entire game, but that's honestly not worth it in my opinion because I love Hector. As you can see, he's the goals. He is my favorite character in all of the Fire Emblem series, and I don't want to sacrifice him, even though my Hector is a minus attack. Yeah. But at the very least, I could probably merge him later on once I get more of him. If I ever get more of him, I hope I get more of him. But honestly, he doesn't need DC. Robin does not need DC. If anything, I could just take the hits, and then after that, attack back during my player phase. Then there's Desperation 3, obviously because his speed, right, as you can see, he is believed to be a plus speed. I believe he's plus defense, but then as you can see, he has pretty high speed, and once he gets into brazen attack and speed range, he will go up to 44 speed, just like that, and then he would be 46 speed during the enemy phase. And so whenever he would attack, he could easily just nuke them with a Desperation Strike, especially since brazen attack speed and Desperation 3 do have like similar HP thresholds, so it's really easy to reach. And then Armor March, obviously, because Armor March is such an amazing ability for an Armor Emblem team. So next unit, I might as well go in order. I will warn you that I will skip some of the units that have been like really taken seriously, such as like the Navarine. Mostly because I haven't really built them. They would just honestly get replaced later on whenever I get new units that are much better. So here is my Myrrh. She has one level remaining, so don't take this as though she's at like full stats. But this I believe is a plus attack. Or I forgot what her bane was. Either that or she's totally neutral. Forgot which one she was. But anyway, she has Great Flame. That's such an amazing attack, offensive skill to have. And it's honestly no reason for you to be replacing it with Lightning Breath. Reposition is obviously a great ability for anyone to have, and especially for a flyer who's able to move like units from one place to another. I know for sure, like sometimes when you reach like the mountain ranges, for example, you can easily move units from one side to another. On top of that, I usually pair her with Guidance, since I usually use her in a mixed team because my flyer emblem team is not ready yet. So that's another reason. And I also have drag back on her. I honestly don't have quick repose ready, which is why I added drag back, but drag back is still a pretty good ability. Oops. Looks like the game logged out on me. So I will re-enter. Hopefully everything will work out. I do so apologize. I did not realize that this would be happening. If you do have any additional problems, you could just put it in the chat. I'm willing to take any complaints or any criticisms, any positive or negative criticism that would help with my streaming in the future would definitely be helpful. And I would definitely thank you for any of that. But right now, I will just simply log back in. So, if you anything right now, since while we're waiting for everything to go on, do you guys have any additional comments that you guys want to do? Things that you want to do specifically with Fire Emblem Heroes? Since I know with like different games and whatnot, you want to like have the streamer do different such as like hero reviews or like specific how-tos for story maps and whatnot. I honestly don't do so much on like the tutorials and whatnot since we're at the point where most players are veterans, I believe. There aren't. I haven't really known anyone who's been playing as a new player, and usually in those cases, it's mostly because they're playing for waifus. I will say from experience that I know a lot of people who, in real life, as friends, who play Fire Emblem Heroes, and they play for the sake of waifus. So those, honestly, if you're interested in those, I could easily go for it. However, and if you there are some cases where like people want things more often than the others, and usually priorities go to like things such as hero reviews or like arena assaults and whatnot, things like that, just for like the entertainment. But anyway, we're still waiting, we're still loading. I'm really shocked, honestly, that it's so slow. If I honestly disconnect for the stream, it should be going back to normal. I think it's honestly because of those settings that I have right now. It doesn't look like it's going to be that efficient, but it also does look like it's getting slightly better. So I will continue going back into reviewing my units. And if you're just joining the video or the chat, excuse me, the way I do set up my units is I have them based on like the teammates that I usually would pair them up with. So it's more like on top of being like a greater individual character, they also have to be like great supporting characters. And whatever weaknesses they cannot cover, I can have other units cover for them. So there's really no reason why we have to like focus on that. So next unit is Ira. Excuse me. Ira's blade, I have her as that. I know from like from experience that other people have been placing things like Slaying Edge plus, mostly and as well as Quicken Impulse, mostly because they want to have that instant reg no Astra, which is honestly really insane, especially when you go into arena assaults. In for my assist skill, I have shove. Honestly, position reposition would also be like another additional thing. Reposition, swap, things like that would honestly be pretty great as well. But I will say from experience that shove has saved my ass tons of times. Like if I'm trying to like cover up a unit, for example, I'll basically have Ira, and if I'm dealing with something like an archer or like a range unit or a cavalry unit who has a long enough range that they could easily dig through deep into my area and then attack a weaker hero, then shove would easily just push them out of way just far enough for them to be able to not get hit. And Ira would be there like waiting to get hit and be like double tap attack. And yeah, that's basically just nuking them right there. Let's see. So I didn't really build my Roy. I also didn't really build my Lin. Those two don't really have great IVs. My Roy especially, he's minus attack. But the ones I have marked with hearts, those are my ideal IVs, which that's basically as well as like very specific things such as like Grand Hero battles and whatnot. Those units that have neutrals, I usually just automatically put hearts on them just because there's really no other option besides neutral. So I just automatically heart because I don't want to sell my 5 stars. Very rarely do I do that. So I did mostly build up my Joshua. However, I'm still trying to fix his B slot and then also give him a good assist to go. So I'll just pass him for now. As for my Ike, he is a +1 Ike. I have all 3 Ikes right now. Where and one of them, I believe all of them are merged +1. But then obviously legendary Ike will be getting, or based on the voting so far, that he will come out as another free neutral unit, so he will be +2 later on. So right now, my current back to regular Ike with his DC, heavy blade on Ike. Even now, like since his relaunch, is still really great. 55 attack is nothing to laugh at. Swordbreaker's great B skill, honestly. Like his given set, his original set is already really great out of the box. Aether I also go with mostly for arena points if I ever do use Ike. Reposition's also a great skill. And I just went with threats and attack. You can honestly change whatever C skill that you want. And honestly the F slots I usually just put whatever is necessary. I do switch out in and out very often. Next is my legendary Ike. So let's go to full screen. I forgot to do that with regular Ike, but legendary Ike will get his full screen. So we have Bragnol, obviously. Reposition, obviously. Radiant Ether is honestly really great skill. It's better than regular Ether because obviously he gets a -1 cooldown. Warding Breath, I will say that it's kind of alright because the thing is he does have better res than regular Ike. So, and on top of that, he does get 25 res when he gets attacked, so it's nothing to laugh at. It's just like kind of average, slightly less than average, but it's still alright. Knockback, honestly, right now I don't have quick riposts ready. Like on almost all my units, I don't have quick riposts, mostly because I don't really like spending time just like level up my units or my quick QR fodder. So I really just don't spend that much time just foddering, leveling up, spending 20k feathers and then foddering them off because it's kind of wasteful. I'd rather just focus on merging units that I actually use. So Ike, he gets knocked back for now. It's kind of useful if like you have things behind your unit, such as like a range unit that you want to cover. Ike can easily take hits, and then after that attack back. Defense tactics is also another great skill that you could have. And defense ploy for now, I just have it there. Honestly, I don't know why I have it there. Oh yeah, it's because whenever I would switch S slots, they would just exchange. So he probably took it from like another high res unit. So let's move on. My Olivia. Honestly, it's just a basic Olivia. I believe this is a plus speed Olivia. I have TA on her. I also have, I believe I have Fury on her. I might not. I don't use her that often, so I don't really probably have no need. Okay, I don't. And let's see, going back to that. I do have dance. Obviously, you can't do anything. Dance is a must on a dancer. Otherwise, there's really no reason why you should be using it. Knockback, just another way for her to push back enemies. And then there's Hone Attack, obviously because she is a supportive unit, so there's really no reason for you to be going too far. Mass Mark, unfortunately I do not have him at +5. I probably missed the Mass Mark, an extra Mass Mark unit somewhere along the lines while we were doing the Tempest Trials. But anyway, he's probably going to be coming back soon enough, and I'll be getting more of him. So I upgraded Falchion because honestly that's a great skill. While I was testing it though, it wasn't really that great because +4 to every um, part about him or her mass mark, because even though he has like 44 speed, she has 44 speed, 30 defense, 24 res, she can still be KO'd. Her speed does help her though, so she won't be taking too much, like double that often, but she still has chances of that. In addition, Darting Blow on player phase does help make sure that she doesn't get double. I haven't run into like any of the higher whales in the arena assault because I'm mostly just fluctuating between around 19 and 20 because I don't have the merges to stay in 20, and I think it'd be wasteful for me to just continue to stay in 20. So I obviously hone attack 1. I'm gonna have to change that later. And then speed 2, just there as slots. I'm just switching back and forth. Renewal, obviously because I'm using the medic set. That way she could be recovering 20 HP every 2 turns. I'm gonna have to switch the assist skill though, because I want to put art like on one of the HP switching assists, such as art and sacrifice. Next is Corn. Corn, honestly, I need to build him like really badly because I'm planning to also like merge Corn right now because I have a ton of corns. Excuse me. I have a ton of corns on standby right now, so I could just like upgrade and continue to merge him over and over again. It's a really basic set right now. Selena, I have not finished her, but obviously her attack is really, really bad. But one thing, she was really useful back in the beginning. For me anyway, because her main purpose was basically to nuke Ikes. That was how her set worked. She had TA, and she also had Armor Slayer. And on top of that, she has the defense to take hits from Ike. So there was never any reason for me to be afraid of Ike with her on my team. Obviously, though, there are major improvements necessary for Selena if she ever wants to get back. And honestly, I've got way too many other units I prefer to use. So moving on. Arden, obviously, I still need to build, so we'll skip him. Secret, I also need to build as well. I'll be using him in my cavalry team instead, so I'll be replacing his speed ploy skill. Speed smoke. He's honestly a really great defensive unit though, so you can always go for that. My Sigurd, fortunately I was able to get minus res, but he is a plus HP Sigurd, so that's not the best. Moving on. Eliwood, unfortunately he's minus attack, so obviously I can't really use him that well, but he is I believe a plus res, so he is a really great magic tank. Like I don't think he's res plus, but I'm pretty sure he's res plus. So yeah, he does take hits really well, honestly. And honestly, his B slot is easily replaceable. He doesn't really need to double axes. Axes tend to be somewhat slow. If anything, their speed is alright, but it's usually not super fast. Like you would find like sword units like Mia or Ira. So moving on. Sander, obviously I need to build him. Like it's been so long since he came out, but I still haven't finished building him. I've been mostly focused on other units. Seabird. I just got him like recently too, but then he's currently at +1. He was a pity breaker for me anyway. Because I got both one of his copies during the legendary banner, since I was mostly going purely for Ikes, legendary Ikes. I ended up getting one Sonic with terrible IVs, and then I got a Sleeper with alright IVs, but I got a better one later on, so it was alright. In the end, I did get two legendary Ikes, so it's definitely fine, doable. For Sheeta, I recently just brought her up to 5 stars only because of her upgrade, and because she's my only suitable red red flyer. She's my only sword flyer that I actually really like using, and her wing sword makes it much better. Obviously, I need to build her up. I just recently started building her, so for me to get this much done so quickly is amazing for me anyway. Katarina, she needs more building. She was a pity breaker during my during the winter banner. Celica, I don't really use her that much since her IVs can be better right now. I believe this is a plus HP Celica, so and I think she's also like -1 of the offensive stats, which was terrible. Arbus, I really love using Arbus on my teams, mostly because of his ability to take down units like in the cardinal directions in terms of all their like stats. He's basically nuking speed, attack, and res with his weapon, and on top of that, he has his defense ploy. And later on, whenever they have speed ploy, I would probably be putting that in as well. Honestly, you could I could easily put speed ploy in his C slot and just give him defense ploy. But I don't feel like I would need to go that far with resources. Soniki, obviously, as I said before, she has terrible IVs, so I just skipped her. Darja. So I have Raw Blade. Honestly, I just had it there just because I didn't really think it through when I put it on, but honestly, as you can see, she has Raw Blade. I don't use her, so I usually don't try to move her around too much. She has a really good unit in terms of her defensive abilities, her magic tank, her physical tank, and she could double back with Vengeful Fighter. But honestly, she's not really that great for me. Not for me to want to replace my current red unit, which is Black Knight. So there's really no need for me to be building my Winter Darja. Fjorm, I just used her given moveset, and then I added Shove onto that, because that was one of the few SS skills I had left. Nefini, I really love Nefini because she's extremely fast, as you can see. I kept her original attack speed too, most because I didn't want to like go too far with investing on her. And I also another option that she could have had it was definitely Fury, since that would definitely match well with her Wrath skill, which requires a certain HP threshold. But that's alright for me. I gave her plus defense, that way her defense can go up all the way to 38. I'm not sure which IVs she is right now. I believe she's plus speed minus res, I believe. At the very least, I gave her a heart, which means that she has ideal IVs. I'm assuming that's the case. Yeah, I gave her HP plus 5, defense plus 4. That way she could tank a lot of physical hits. And she could easily double back on a lot of units with a speed of 40, like naturally. She doesn't need any like additional boosts. And Wrath skill, honestly, one of the best B slot skills in the game. And then there's L8 Hacker with Wrath built into his weapon. I need him so badly. So moving on. Camus, I gave him Fury just to build his all of his stats in the beginning. I didn't really do too much to him except maybe his assist skills, because when I was using him, I used him a lot of the Grand Hero battles and whatnot, and whenever I would like need specific types of skills and whatnot, I would basically replace his skills just to suit the battle. So if I were to go into my skills list, I do have some things here. I have drawback, rally resistance. I had rally resistance specifically for one hero, Grand Hero battle. I still haven't given him Granny Shield because I don't. There aren't really make. Honestly, Granny Shield is getting more. It could be more usable in the current meta because you have a lot of like anti-cavalry, just anti-emblem in general. So that's also another option. Xander, he's not much, honestly. Just moving on. Perry, I need to build her as well. Claire, I ended up building her because she's my only blue lance flyer. Besides Cordelia, which I'm still in need of building her. I haven't upgraded her to like 5-star, but I'm in no rush for that. I also have Ninian. I love Ninian so much. She's really useful. And back when I had her as my favorite, as like my bond, she would basically like wipe the floor with every other unit like I was battling against. Even with her like mediocre like attack of like 42, she basically still doubled a lot of units and with her ability to target their weaker side, especially for two ranged units. She was basically taking them out like in one round. That was really useful for me anyway. And I really loved her um, escape route ability because honestly takes a lot of hits for me whenever I would battle. So I would basically put her in the front lines. Once she's done getting into the range, I could easily just teleport her out by like having her allies go first, move first, get her to dance on them, and then after that they would just go at it again. So that was a great use for her. I honestly should replace Draconic Aura for defense. Right now I do have like Bonfire ready on her right now, but then I still need the SP to like get her there. And obviously distant defense 3. Just to be able to get her to take less damage, because honestly she takes a lot of hits. So I want her to last as long as possible. May, I don't do much with her. Reinhardt. My Reinhardt is currently +3 merge. Honestly, I don't take the game too seriously enough to go for like +10. I'm not gonna like spend that much on this game. And if you were wondering, I am not a free to play player. Yes, I do spend money on this game, especially with the recent banner. It's such a regret because I didn't really do so well in terms of luck. But anyway, my Reinhardt does need a small bit of building because he currently has Lancebreaker 2, which could be improved to Lancebreaker 3. And he is not the best IVs. He's honestly best IVs would be like my speed, because he has no need for his speed right now, and which is why like maybe a my speed plus attack that would be much better for me. So it's basically the generic Reinhardt build. Honestly, there's not much to it. I mean, I could also replace Blazing Thunder, but I mostly use that for Arena if I ever do use him for Arena, because right now I'm just using Armor Emblem, so I'm in no rush. Plus, Blazing Thunder does have some uses, because sometimes if I'm not, because most of the times when I attack units, the double thunder ability is enough to like take out most of my enemies. So that's no reason for me to go too in depth with like a Luna, for example. Blazing Thunder is useful in that it does take out a good amount of HP from other surrounding units, which makes it easier to one round than with other units that I have on the team. La Rochelle, I still need building. And obviously Brave Ike. +1 merge, as I mentioned before. His IVs are pretty alright. I believe he's either minus speed or minus res, which would be ideal, and I believe he is a plus attack, which is also ideal. And honestly, his set is so amazing that there's really no reason for you to be replacing much. His because mostly he's built for durability, so there's really no reason for you to be like going out of your way to like replace this and that and like getting him like new stuff. Like you could add like for example an assist skill. I put Smite because he's basically just tanking units, taking attacks, so he's only going to be like moving around a little bit. And so the Smite is mostly used to be able to propel other units into like more specific areas. And he could just easily take attacks from units around that area while like helping other units avoid. So that's more Smite is more like very useful assist skill in order to be able to control positioning of like units on the map. Next, Sheena. She needs building. Hector. It's depressing. That base attack of 49. I can't do anything about that. But honestly, I just made him as durable as possible. I gave him renewal. He's mostly, if I ever do use him, it's gonna be for like long, like For example, chain challenges. Lissa, I gave her the Brave Axe set because quad Lissa is amazing, honestly. Because there are honestly very few units who can take her. The only ones I can think of are like probably 5-star sword units who have like high physical defense. That would make sense because she does have 41 attack, and then plus death blow would be 47, which honestly isn't that much. So if she does have a color disadvantage, it does hurt a lot. That's her only weakness, honestly, at this point. If I do take it off and then give her like her original weapon, she does like go back to her plus speed stat, which, and yes, she is a plus speed Lissa. Plus speed minus res Lissa. Titania, I think this is a minus tech Titania, honestly. Which is why I don't really like to use her too often, but the thing is she's still pretty useful for me anyway. So she's still viable. It's one of those cases where like even though they have terrible IVs, they're still usable. And there's Minerva. She has she doesn't have the best IV, so I don't really use her too much. I do I don't even have her on her my flyer emblem either because I have both Mer and, as you can see, Airzura. So I upgraded her Hagoita to a plus speed, and she is a plus speed Azura. She is plus speed, and I believe she is minus HP, which is definitely one of the best IVs you can get for her. So fortunate. As I said before, I'm usually pretty fortunate with IVs, especially on important units that I actually want to use. It's just like very few cases where I don't get that. So I gave her Fury to boost her speed further and all her stats in general further. I also gave her Wings of Mercy because she's a support unit. She doesn't really need to be battling too much, so it's totally fine to like have her be taking like recoil damage from Fury and just like go help other people, boost them up. She also has guidance, so she could easily be usable on a mixed team as well. So next one, Deirdre. +1 Deirdre. I honestly wasn't sure what I should like actually merge her, or to would I be better off just following her off for her QR3. But at the same time, she's still pretty useful, especially as a magic tank. Like what a magic tank of like what a resistance of 39. She's really useful. She's able to take hits. I do apologize right now. My voice is like dry as heck. But then, anyways, her stats are like pretty great. Unfortunately, she does have her odds and offs, especially with her defense being that low, and with dragons being pretty rampant these days. I honestly don't even use her for her divine Naga to be able to take out dragons because usually whenever I try to attack dragons, they usually attack back really hard, and so they end up usually just KOing her, especially when they have QR. And honestly, Deirdre cannot do close counter or anything, so she would be basically forced to attack them, and they would be doubling back when they have QR3. Next is Nino. This is an ideal IV Nino, I believe. I do have her heart on her, but honestly, I don't really use her. So I used her in the beginning a lot, back when like I had very few 5-star units. But now I have a ton of options left, I don't really go too much in depth onto her. So moving on, Soren not usable, Innis also not usable. I haven't built them. Cordelia is definitely one of my favorites. The Bridal Cordelia. Now, if we go in, I mostly just use her Brave Bow plus, since she can take out like almost anything except maybe like armor units or base or high physical defense units in general. Because her attack goes up to 52 with Death Blow, and if she does take too much damage, she could just escape right out. I mostly use her as like a mix offensive slash support unit, mostly because she does have the skills to be a support unit as well. So if, for example, I'm running into like an physical armored unit who like can take hits easily, I could just move out or just teleport out with escape route and go to a magical unit, for example, and then from there they could easily just wipe the floor with whatever units that Cordelia cannot take out herself. And I believe this is a plus attack Cordelia. I believe that is the case. Let's see, moving on. Corn. I still need to build him. Takumi, he, as you can see, he does have some moves, but then I don't really do much with Takumi. Jacob, he is on my armor emblem team, and yes, I do use him in arena whenever I don't. I mean, right now I don't have it. So as you can see, I do have him upgraded with resistance on his monstrous bow. I prefer monstrous bow over the guard bow, mostly because that monstrous bow does have the panic bow ability, which does not require an HP threshold, which is really great. I also gave him drawback, which however I will replace with pivot later on, because I do have pivot on him. I just need to build up the SP for like his other stuff as well. Gotta replace his bracing blow as well. Lacey's, I believe this is minus defense plus res. Jacob, which is why I'm using Lacey's, and which is also why I'm using res plus 3 instead of defense plus 3. But honestly, it does make sense though, because since he's a ranged unit, honestly, the only other ranged physical units are fellow archers and dagger units, but they don't honestly don't really hit much, hit very hard, except for Soph. Soph with his life and death 3. That's really insane. And I gave him fortified armor. Moving on, Brave Lyn. This isn't the so typical Lyn. I don't really use Lyn so much because I don't usually use our horse emblem, especially in arena. Just I go purely with armor emblem. But as a horse emblem, I mostly use her in like chain challenges, which is explains why she has renewal 3. I kept her original legendary weapon because like it's a really great weapon already. There's really no reason for me to take it out because it comes with speed plus 3. So if you're replacing something like a brave bow plus, it's not really like a minus 5 speed at the point. It's like minus 8 because you're removing the bonus from Mulliger and she comes with it. So I really would count that towards the reduction in speed. And at speed of 30, there's really not much that I could really do with her. So which is why I just kept at Mulliger. Plus, I don't want to invest too much just for foddering a Brave Blood Plus user. It works for Cordelia because Battle Cordelia because she doesn't have too high speed. It's alright enough, but then she also has the attack to supplement that. So there's really no need for me to go on top in the top of that as well. So moving on, Jafar. Honestly, I still need to build him up. This is an entirely neutral Jafar, if you're wondering. Honestly, I probably would have preferred a minus res plus attack, because honestly, with his new upgrade, he can like easily take out magical units, or if anything, he could weaken them enough for his fellow units to take them out. Frederick, I just recently got him in the legendary banner, so I haven't really done much with him. Olivia, I really like PA Olivia a lot, mostly because of her Blaze Dance, which increases other units' attack by 4. And I do use her mostly for healing, as you can see for Breath of Life and her Dancer's Fan. Honestly, she's not too great in terms of like healing, because honestly we have amazing healers nowadays. But then honestly, the reason why I would actually go with that is because she has Dance, which helps support her units, her fellow units, her fellow teammates, be able to move them again. And her on top of that, she also has Dance Plus, Dancer's Fan Plus. On top of that, she also has Breath of Life 3, and if I were to give her a Breath of Life 3 seal, she would be basically healing her fellow like local units by 21 HP, and by that's basically every unit that's around her. And that's really great on its own because healers they obviously can only heal one person at a time unless you have the special that allows you to heal all units. But that's usually healers they are attacking and debuffing nowadays, especially in the current meta, so you really don't want to go too far with that. Olivia, she can do both dancing, which is one of the best things in this game, as well as healing. So that's also especially helpful for like chain challenges, stuff like that. Moving on, Jacob, he actually has the perfect IVs. I forgot what they were, but they are really great. But then I still don't want to build him because he's just there. Kagero, obviously, she's just there as well. Sakura, I really like Sakura because she was my first 5-star unit. And as a healer, she did really well for me in like all my like arenas and challenges and then story modes and whatnot. So she's not the best stat wise, IV wise. Um, I'm not really sure what her IVs are again, but then they're alright. They're not terrible. I did fuse her, merge her. So there's really no struggle there. I gave her physics plus because honestly, physics plus is she could easily heal from a distance, which is great. The only problem with that is it doesn't go so well with Wings of Mercy, because Wings of Mercy puts your unit adjacent to another unit, so you can't use physics on them because they're one space away instead of two spaces away. But then I usually just replace that with like something like a live to serve, so that way she could like heal herself. Martyr is also another thing that you can put on her because honestly she can tank. Like with her stats, she could tank alright. She won't die, and then after that with Martyr, you would be healing more based on like the amount of damage she's taken. So basically, she would be taking so much damage that she could like easily heal that back, and on top of that, she could heal back her allies by like a certain amount. And on top of that, you won't have any reason to use Live to Serve because you can heal yourself at that point, and you can use Wings of Mercy just to teleport to a unit that needs healing. And Savage Blow, obviously, because units like her healers, they could easily use Savage Blow in order to supplement like additional damage. And there's clearing. Honestly, this is a terrible clearing in terms of IVs. I believe she's a minus attack, which sucks. But I do have additional clearing, so I could like upgrade her later on. And honestly, her purpose is just to debuff. Her Fear Plus will wreak havoc, and I also I also have Savage Blow on her. Right now, I have Ward Cavalry just for my cavalry team right now, so I'm just going around changing skills and whatnot. And that's really it for all my units. I don't really do too much to my units. I do have a lot of 4 stars, and I have no idea what I should do with them. Obviously, I don't have the feathers to upgrade all of them, but I could easily just snipe down for specific units. So now I have gone through like how long into the stream have I spent on purely reviewing? Pretty long time, honestly. Almost an hour. Almost an hour, in fact. Just purely reviewing with additional just struggles just to get the stream to be working properly and whatnot. And I do apologize right now for that. If you have any additional comments or whatnot, it would be greatly appreciated if you put that in the chat. I have a Discord, I have a Twitch account, Twitch channel, and I have a YouTube channel. It would be really great if you could like subscribe, follow, just as a way for me to be able to like improve my streams, for us to be able to interact with each other. I don't see anybody chatting right now, so I'm assuming I'm by myself. I'm alone right now. I don't have the viewer counts on my stream, so that's one thing I do have to add right now. Because right now I really wanted to start streaming, but then I don't have everything ready, so that's one problem. And I spent like 30 minutes setting up the Fire Emblem scene, so that was also another thing. So right now I will probably just go ahead and like start playing around. I will go into tap battle because honestly I don't think I'm caught up with tap battles yet. Obviously you can see that I'm not caught up, but at the same time I have no reason to go into like the expert mode or like the hard mode, mostly because they don't have the rewards to supplement like my reason to play that. So let us start playing. Let us play tap battle. Obviously I messed up because right now my sound isn't on because I believe it's because I have it linked to my computer, so there's no sound going on, so it's not really a rhythm game anymore. It's just tap rhythm, but that's alright. It's alright. I honestly wish that they made more improvements rather than just adding things into the game, because like quantity over quality. I mean, I know we want more content, but you could do a lot better than just adding more content. I still do appreciate the fact that they tried and they did add a lot of content, so I can't complain too much. And these floors come with a lot of rewards, so that's totally fine for me as well. Well, for now, let's just continue. So I'm based on what we're seeing right now, I wonder like how well are you guys doing with tap battle? Because honestly, there was one floor where I like screwed up really badly because I don't know how, but then like every time I would be hitting the second tap, it wouldn't function properly. I'm not sure if there's a bug because it's a new edition, or if there's just not having everything properly, or if it's just my skills with the tapping. But it's alright. We're doing well here, and that's all that matters. So how are you guys doing in tap battle? Are you guys like actually trying, like getting all the S ranks and whatnot, or are you guys just cruising through just get for the sake of the rewards? Because honestly, I think maybe in the future they'll probably implement reward like quests for these things and things like, for example, you're getting these range for a specific number of floors. That would be really great because that would actually propel people to actually try harder. Because honestly, right now it's really hard to actually want to try on these things because they don't really do much for us anyway. One challenging part of the game that I honestly have is definitely the chain challenges because I'm totally behind on chain challenges, especially in the lunatic portion because I have like so many different floors. Especially like I still have like floors in the original story mode, like Celica's route. Mostly because I keep on struggling just to get like past like halfway point without like losing too many units. Let's see. And don't judge me. I'm mostly just talking right now, so like I'm not really trying too hard on getting the ratings that are proper ratings anyway. So at the very least, I do think that they're up to floor 80. I might be wrong. Anyway, I'm just gonna clear all the floors right now, talking to guys, seeing how everything is going. So honestly, how yeah. So I guess while we're like just talking randomly and whatnot while we're playing, so how are you guys on the banners? I'm really curious because like some people like really like the banners, some people don't. I really regret like spending money on the previous banners, like for example the Hero Fest, because honestly my luck sucked on that one. I ended up getting a like an average sticker after like 100+ orbs, like I think like 140 orbs before I finally got like a Sigurd that I didn't really want. I didn't want a red. I didn't want that was like my least priority one. Like I wanted everything else but Sigurd because I was alright with my Sigbert. So are you guys like mostly just really liking the new banner, like the LA banner, or are you guys like, oh, it's just another waifu banner? Because I really thought that it would just be like a waifu banner, so I spent all my other orbs on all the other banners, and I regret that so much. That was really unfortunate for me anyway. So I gotta concentrate here because now we are having to deal with Sophia rushing the hell out of me. Sophia? I guess there's some order to her madness. Whoa, that was quite a rush. I'm not even trying too hard. But that's alright. She has been defeated. I did not lose hearts. Hopefully you guys are doing well, because these are like totally alright. They're not too bad. They're alright, but they're just there. Honestly, the one unit I really want in here, the summon banner, for sure is definitely Hector, as you can see from me trying to pull on the greens. So depressing how like greens don't always show up though. And I had like one mistake where like I forgot that reds were not focus units. So I accidentally got a banner where there were like 4 reds and then 1 colorless, and I actually sent on all 5 of them. And it was so depressing when I realized afterwards that red was not a focus unit. There were no red focus units. That was so depressing. My appearance rating right now is 3.25. I honestly highly doubt I'm gonna get like multiple greens. Yeah, like I just want a Hector. Like I'm pretty sure everybody else wants Hector as well. It's at least a 4-star right now. At least a 4-star. Oh, Camilla, you are unnecessary. I have a bunch of you. You've been fodderable for the longest of times. Honestly, right now I do want to spend money, but at the same time, this I already spent quite a bit on the other banners, so I do not want to go too far on that. And we also have a month for this banner, guys. We have a month. So if any money is going to be spent, it's going to be at the end. Unless you guys want to prepare for Tempest Trials, and you guys want a focus unit, then by all means you may. But at the very least, Tempest Trial has not come out yet, so I am in no rush. I believe it's not out. Let me check. I haven't kept track of like the dates and whatnot. So it's like, when is it going to happen? I don't know. Let's see. Because they definitely sent out a calendar just recently, so I could just check that from here. Summon Focus. Unfortunately, I pulled a 3-star from that one. Yeah, if you want to do one Tempest Trial, you could like just continue to pull, I guess. I have Ninian and Clarion, so I'm definitely gonna be using those as bonus allies, since they also, especially Ninian, does need the SP boost in order for me to like completely finish her off, which is really strange because I've used her for the longest of times, and even now she still hasn't finished. So active February 13th, 2018 at 11 p.m. And by the way, guys, I am Pacific time, so this is PST. Most of you guys are maybe be like the 14th, which I believe. I don't know, when is Valentine's Day, guys? Is it like the Tuesday? Is it like Tuesday of the third week or something? I have no idea. I do not spend any time on Valentine's Day. I am single for life. That is a time where I could be just chilling with all my other single friends. But that's alright. So anyway, I guess now that we're here continuing, I will continue just maybe play around with arena duels, especially since I haven't reached the peak yet. Unless arena duels was already over. Alright, okay. Yeah, I guess I could just spend some time now to play around with in the arena. Actually, no, now that I think about it, I don't have. Do I have all my. Are they all set? Hmm. Actually, I should probably level up Mer just to 40. Now that I think about it, because levels also influence, I believe, right? No, actually, it might not be, but still, it would be best to have them completely prepared. So let's just go into the banners, bows, at the ready, and let's see. I will go into here, lunatic. I do apologize, guys. It looks like it's kind of slowing down again here, more so than earlier. So let's see. Honestly, I'm not sure if this would be a good day. Today is bows, after all. Well, anyway, once I'm done with this, I'll probably be playing a little more in the arena, and that should be good today. Actually, no, I forgot. Oh no, it's not bows, fortunately. So let's see. We're just I'm right now. I have it set on auto battle, so we could definitely talk as much as we want right now. So what do you guys want to like see in the future? Because right now I do think that a lot of times people be like, oh, summoning sessions, hero reviews. What else is there? Oh yeah, there's also like tutorials as well. That I mentioned all this before, but honestly, if you have some, if you have content that you really want to see, and I do understand if you do want to see in the future, so stuff like this, then by all means you could just comment, and then also send me like maybe I also have my channel is ready for any reviews if necessary. So if you want, you can also contact me through like private chat or like just through like any of the current chats and whatnot, and then you just talk to me. I'm really willing to just take on any ideas that you guys might find as like suitable for the theme of Fire Emblem Heroes. And one thing that I want to mention though is that I'm also willing, open to like taking like new possible games. Since obviously like games are like fun and whatnot, so it'd be really great to be able to like play them as well. I recently just started the FGO as well. Mostly because I finally downloaded Nox Player, and somehow it started working on there. It was really great for me because I was actually able to start playing after like so long since I the first when I downloaded FGO, it did not work on my phone, and then when I downloaded BlueStacks, it did not work on my phone either. I mean, on the computer. I'm so sorry. I'm stuttering so much right now. So yeah, if any game recommendations, that would be great as well. I prefer like a lot of the games such as a lot of cute art, some amazing art. Art is honestly one of the biggest things for me in terms of like reasons to play. So to be able to find good art is a great reason to play. And now time to heal. Mer Mer needs to level up. Wait, did she level up yet? I should start paying more attention. GG. Well, at the meantime, I'm probably gonna say this now, but I'll be playing a little bit more arena because right now there isn't much to do in terms of interacting with you guys, since not sure if you guys are there or not. But then at the very least, I would definitely like to be able to interact with you guys in the future. So for now, I'm mostly just gonna be doing a bunch of gameplay, doing whatever it is I think I need to do for Fire Emblem right now, and then after that, once I'm done, I'll be like, all right, moving on. Once there are more viewers and whatnot, or like if there are any of you guys who want me to do any specific like content, that'd be another thing that I could do in the future. Right now, it's just individual gameplay. So let's see. We got that. Mur is finally level 40 plus 2. I'm not whale enough to go for a plus 10 Mur. And on top of that, she is not focus unit, so there's also less reason. On top of that, I'm barely getting any greens, which sucks. So let's see. Let's go to. Once we get out of this, we will go to arena. Probably like play a few arena duels. I won't go too far, mostly because sometimes I do have to restart because like a unit would die, and that sucks a lot. And I'm not sure. I would check right now just to make sure. Once there are more views. Okay. So yeah, looks like I just checked now to make sure that the volume works. And it does work, but I'm not sure if you guys have any preference for like terms of like how loud or how soft I should be. Because before I did hear myself clearly, then right now it's like kind of like on and off. It's not that high, but then I think it's high enough where like you won't complain about it being too high. So if you guys have any like comments or whatnot as well, just once again I'm saying this right now, mostly because people might be joining hopefully like at some point, but at the moment it's just me being here playing around, just seeing how well I could do here. You guys have any recommendations on games? That's another great thing because right now I do have some time. I don't have too much time where can be gaming like all over the place because I will introduce myself right now as in like I am Demon. That's just a username I go by, and I am a university student. So I do have that situation as well. I also do have work in a lot of places, majority of which is like unpaid because which is okay with me because I'm mostly just looking for experience. But at the very least, I do have a lot of things that I want to do, and I can't spend too much time just like playing around. Unfortunately, it would be great, but it's unfortunate that it can't be. So right now we're just battling. Let's see, Corn. He can't really do much with his current set, honestly. Attack power 49. I mean, I have 38, but that's really not much that he could do against me. So I will just set him there. Honestly, Corn is probably going to be going onto that space. Surprisingly. No, not surprising. Let's see, how should I do this? I will go down. Let's see. Unfortunately, he cannot. He should be at the threshold, or somewhat at the threshold. So I'll set it there for now. Now he should attack here. Oh, so now he gets a bunch of pluses. I should have no reason to worry. Yeah, see, as you can see, like even though he's a minus res unit, like he's minus res, he has no boost to speed except for his weapon's ability, but he's still taking those hits really well. And I'm kind of not so shocked. And now he will nuke them. There. There we go. And that should finish the rest of them off, unless, yeah, unless she does that. Oh, but she still gets finished off anyway. Yeah. Just goes to show Winter Robin. He's great, honestly, guys. Don't underestimate him. I mean, I know like he's not the best out there, but then honestly, he's really great. Like you can see him just like sitting there taking hits, and then after that he'd be retaliating back with like a double. Especially once he reaches that HP threshold, it's really hard to like fight against him. In terms of gameplay, I will say that I am a more defensive player, mostly because of the way my units work, especially since you have things such as steadying breath, warding breath, stances, and whatnot. You have a lot of defensive abilities that have been like coming out, and those are like really powerful too. So there's really no reason why you would be like underestimating them, like how well they would be employed in battle. And honestly, it's just one of the best things about this way of playing. Like you just have them sit there, they would be their stats would be going up because of like how their things work. So I will move there. I will move Mer back because I had a really traumatic experience where like a Black Knight teleported all the way to like right up to Mer, and because of his defense not being high enough, where he's not being influenced too much. And yeah, as you can see, he's also just taking that down as well. Let's see, I should e easily bring that down. I won't go too in depth with my Mer in this case because there's really nothing I could do much here. see. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, so that's basically it. Surprised they would actually pull a Shauna, because she's really great fodder for her desperation. Because honestly, a lot of the other desperation units I would rather just keep. I guess that's alright. And then there we go. He doesn't even he's not even at threshold, and then he's still AO capable. Mostly because of his armor boost. But that's totally alright. Alright. Next one. 700. I'm in tier 19. It's not bad. We could totally go for it. Let's see. Henry. He has armor march. Surprisingly, Black Knight also has armor march. So he's only getting boost in defense, which has honestly little effect on me whatsoever. So I could easily just put, let's see, switch these two. He will be going up here. He's also getting a boost there, so he's going to go up here. I will be at higher, slightly higher defense, but that's alright. Not too much, but then that's alright for me. I could easily take a hit from Hector. Boom. Boom. See, he will go up here. Boom. Boom. And then there. And there we go. Mar finishes off. And there. Honestly, arena is not that bad. It's only until you get to tier 20 that it gets really rough. That's very unfortunate though. I honestly don't invest my feathers too wisely, so which is also why I don't have like many units that are like high enough in terms of like their merges, because merges are honestly super important in a game, and you really need that in order to be able to get those few points. And on top of that, you need a lot of possible like arena battles, especially in order to be able to sort out all those like not so high values. For example, that 700 that I got just now, not so great. You need enough to be able to like filter out as many as possible. One thing to note though is this person has Axura, and I am traumatized because I do not have an Axura. Sad life. So let's move there. Get Robin on that tile. Now we got Brave Ike attacking into him. Let's see. He's blocked by trenches, fortunately. I'll move there. Wow, 0 damage from Noe. How unfortunate. I do have to watch out though. I don't want to take the risk. So I will do this and do that. As you can see, very little damage. Let's see. He can take it out. I don't want to put Robin like there because if I do end up failing to KO Braveland, then obviously I would have to deal with the Axe Zero. And I'm pretty confident Robin would not be defeated by an Axe Zero. But still, just in case, you can never be too worried. Now we move on to here. It's actually 11:03, 23:03, guys. Want to go between those values? I have enough for another one, another green orb. If I do end up getting a green orb, but unfortunately, I do want to save up more orbs just in case I ever do run into those multiple green badges. Those are the best. So for now, I'm just gonna finish up the rest of the arena. Once I'm done with that, I will probably end this stream with that. If there is anyone available here, you guys can just talk to me, and then I could like probably fill in some like additional like content if you guys want. I'm not tired to the extent that I would be stopping for the sake of being tired, but this I would believe is enough content for like a test run of the stream. Because basically what I'm doing now is I'm trying to see what would be good, what would be bad to like fix. I'm basically taking a few notes down to see what would be good to change around. One thing to definitely note though is I do want to add a webcam at some point. But my laptop, which I'm unfortunately I have a laptop I'm running it on, and so that's not really a good idea. But then it was working perfectly fine with the FGO, so I assumed that it was alright. So like my webcam on my laptop sucks. So I really want to replace it with use something else. Like even like one of those simpler batches. Ooh, this is a ooh, this is a bad set. Let's see. They all moved down there. Let's see. He does have possibility. Okay, I'm only 58. It would be double for sure. Let's see. So let's hope that it goes well with that. Okay, I will have to take one more hit. So right though, because now they can't reach, I can attack like that. I can do this now, and then after I move Mur out of the way. Honestly, Mur at this point is there just to be there. There's really nothing I can do about that. However, let's see. The thing is, I can definitely move him there. Him there. Problem is though that he does have a shit ton. See, one more thing is that she will get hit by an arrow. Or I do something like that. So at the very least, I have to do something around this. It looks like, based on this situation, that she's not going to get it. Honestly, as you can see, even like he's red, you know, okay, I will give him that credit, but however, at the same time, Xander has no chance. Winter Robin is just that great, because he can tank it so easily. He can finish the job as well. Honestly, I do want to revenge kill. That's alright though. Crom has the final blow. Let's see, we are currently at... Let's see. Hopefully things will go well. We have 2 more battles left, guys. Hopefully that will be alright. I definitely do have to invest in another set of 3 arena tries. Simply because today is the last day. Just gonna have to go with that. See, so I will have to do this. One great thing to know is I can do pivot like that. The way pivot works is amazing. Just like being able to like move that much for especially for an armored unit. You can't go wrong with that. Let's see. He is advantage, so not built at all. He's gonna go down there, so 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to get Mer will get hit if that's the case. Lin is using Mula gear. And that's the case, blessing. So I will have to move that around. That should be good for me though. And they're just moving each other out of the way. Alright. So I will continue to set like this. Let's see how far they will go. Dun, 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 dun. See. Current reach is pretty amazing, so I'm just gonna have to do that. Because I cannot deal with Reinhardt being able to like nuke anybody in my team. So that will be great enough. I guess that's the one weakness with Reinhardt, because he does have to like take quite a lot of hits. Because he is terribly slow. So even a slow unit like Mur is easily gonna be able to strike that. Next up, we have that, we have that, we have that. And now I can easily just hit with Black Knight. And there you go. One more battle. Cavalry units honestly aren't that bad. It's just that their movement is crazy. So I have to be super careful how I place my units around. And it's also another reason why Robin is so great, because he has armor march. So the movement isn't that bad. They also have pivot, which also helps a lot, because then they can move around even more. Like sometimes I don't have to worry about whether or not they have the armor march on them, as long as I have someone else like move close enough, like maybe diagonally, or like 2 spaces away. Then once they get next to them through their normal movement, they can easily just have everything set. So I will go here, 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 and here. And let's see. Darja, Erzura. If anything happens, Fjorm is going to come down here, or Azure is gonna be down here. So Darsh is gonna be in one of these two spots. So obviously I cannot go that route. Hoping this should be okay. I guess I can be somewhat slightly afraid, but honestly, no worries there. And then let's see. There we go. Just to get the armor marsh. As you can see, Darsha can barely do anything, mostly because she's a red unit, but that's alright. So I could take the credit. And then, there you go, Black Knight's done it. So honestly, I have no idea how many people actually entered into this stream, because this is a prime time for a lot of streamers to be just playing around on their streams, doing their own thing, having their viewers. So I'm honestly not sure how many of you guys actually came in. However, I do hope that anybody who came in did enjoy the stream. I hope to be able to pull a lot better content. I do so apologize for how slow the app ended up running. Hopefully I will be able to change that in the future. And let's see. If you guys also have any recommendations, please comment like in the chat or like on Discord. And if you guys do like hope to be able to watch more content from me, please subscribe to my YouTube or to my Twitch channels. I do believe I have the stream going around on the bottom. I have the ticker going with like streams and whatnot. But in any case, I will be putting up like another portion, um, such as a scene where like there would be like coming to you soon for like maybe like 5-10 minutes, just so it would be there, and hopefully I could get that like recorded on, or I could just get a description of like the locations of my channels and discords and whatnot. So that would be another thing that you guys can be looking forward to. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this stream. I do so apologize if any of you guys didn't really like specific parts. If you guys do have any questions or anything you want to say, please comment. I'm saying this twice. I'm sorry. But then this is kind of important for me because this is my first time streaming and I would really like to get any feedback. Definitely one thing I would definitely say is to get a drink of, have a bottle of water on me, because right now I am really thirsty. My throat is really dry, but at the same time I had a lot of fun. It was nice being able to like stream, having you guys watch, and I hope to be able to do more in the future. I'm definitely gonna probably be doing another one tomorrow. So one thing I will say right now is my schedule is alright. Most of my classes are in the morning, and then after that I will be working in the lab because I am actually in the biology department, so I do work in labs a lot. So that's basically my thing right now. I also do other things such as like business, a lot of like studies and whatnot, and so I do a lot of extracurriculars as well. So that's another thing that I do. But I definitely will have time to be able to get home at 7 to do streams, with the exception of maybe Thursdays and also during like days where I'm preparing for midterm, because usually those days I'm studying a lot and I don't know if I would have the energy to be able to do that. But I will give you guys a heads up on that. You can, if anybody is looking forward to watching me tomorrow, I will probably be doing, I hope to be consistent, but at the same time tomorrow my classes will end around 10 a.m. in the morning, which PST. And then on top of that, after that, I will probably be going over to working at my lab for like a few hours, and then also to do studies and whatnot, and also maybe because I'm also joining another lab too. Right now I'm in 2 labs, and I'm about to join my third lab, and I'm hoping to join one paid position at another location which has an amazing lab, and I really want to join that lab. So that's my current position. I don't honestly don't have my schedule set completely. However, one at the at the moment, I do have my time slots open all the way up till at the latest. I'd probably be at school until like 2, and I could easily start streaming after that, or I could start like preparing for my streams, because honestly, I need to do a lot of preparation for this, like being able to like reformat everything. I do need to figure out how to get all this Fire Emblem Heroes to work quickly without any delays. Right now, it doesn't look like there's anything bad, except when I'm changing from screen position to another. So it looks like those changes will need to get fixed. But other than that, I'm pretty much done with today. So if you guys have anything you want to say or not, I would definitely look forward to that. And hopefully you guys really enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it. And have a good night, guys. It's 11, so getting sleep is important. I know a lot of people might be going into another stream later because a lot of streamers go into like 2 or 3. So you guys can go watch that as well. I know I'm probably going to be watching another stream right now once I am done. So thanks for coming by and watching. I do look forward to being able to have you guys watch me again. So thank you very much. Bye, and have a good night.